Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
We are continuing with our TOEIC unit for today. And last time we were talking about a conversation between Randy and Joanna. Joanna was talking to Randy about selling him some vegetarian burgers or plant-based burgers. Randy runs a fast food restaurant, so he was asking her, gee, why should I buy your product? Why would my customers be interested in such a burger?
Right, because he already has a vegetarian burger on his menu. This is different, though. This vegetarian burger actually looks and kind of tastes like real meat. I bet most of our listeners have had a veggie burger at one point in their lives, and I never thought it tasted very good, and it certainly didn't taste like hamburger. But this new plant-based burger or meat that has come out on the market, which I've seen in the news and on TV shows I was telling Tom about, it really does mimic or kind of get pretty close to meat. Not only how it looks, but its texture, its taste, it gets a lot closer to being kind of like real meat than the veggie burgers we were all used to growing up with. They kind of taste like turkey to me sometimes, But I knew they weren't turkey meat, but it kind of tasted, it didn't taste like hamburger for sure. So today we're going to talk about this blind taste test. A blind taste test is when typically you go to a grocery store and they'll say, do you want to participate in our taste test? And they'll make you wear a blindfold and you'll taste their product and maybe a competitor's product, and you'll tell them which tastes better, or if you can name the brand that you're tasting. It's kind of fun. I've done it once, and it's kind of tricky I don't know, for some reason when we close our eyes, it's harder to actually tell with taste. I don't know why. But anyway, they did a blind taste test, and we're going to talk about some of the results of that.
We are, so let's find out what this survey is all about. Let's read the entire contents of our lesson right now. AMC Biotech Company recently finalized their plant-based burger, the AMC Burger. To see how it measured up to a typical meat burger, the company conducted a blind taste test. 100 participants sampled an AMC burger and a regular burger and were asked to say which was which. The results are seen in the pie chart. The participants were then asked to comment on the AMC burger. Most admitted that if they hadn't known beforehand they were eating a plant-based burger, they wouldn't have realized. A few people said the AMC burger was less juicy than real beef, while others actually thought the AMC burger had a broader flavor profile. A number of participants asked about the nutritional content of the AMC burger and whether it was much healthier than real beef. In some respects, the AMC burger is the same as meat. It has a similar amount of protein and contains a similar number of calories. The salt content is about the same too. However, plant-based burgers contain less cholesterol and include more fiber than red meat. All of this means there are some health benefits to eating plant-based meat, but not as many as eating organic whole foods. Overall, most of the participants said they'd order a plant-based burger again in the future. Many also said that the lower environmental impact of plant-based burgers would also influence their decision to purchase them.
Okay, guys, let's get started. We have a fake company here. As we sometimes do, we made up a company, AMC Biotech Company. Biotech companies usually are hard at work trying to come up with new types of medicine, especially pharmaceuticals, that would eventually be sold as prescription drugs. But this is a biotech company, and they have finalized their plant-based burger called the AMC Burger. And they want to see how it measures up to typical meat burger, the kind you would get at a fast food restaurant. And so the company decides to conduct a blind taste test. And I kind of talked about what that was before we read through the lesson. So what you see on the page here is a chart or a graph. You could call it either a chart or a graph. So we've got the pie chart split into 3 different groups. One group guessed correctly. They could tell what they were eating. one group guessed wrong or got it wrong, and one group really couldn't tell the difference between the two, which was pretty amazing.
There are other kinds of charts that people use to show statistics. The only other one I can think of is the bar graph. There might be a line graph too.
There is, yeah.
And in this particular case, it's a pie chart, which, I think people here can pretty much understand. So here in the first paragraph it says, AMC Biotech Company recently finalized their plant-based burger, the AMC Burger. Just as a disclaimer here, this company does not exist and this product does not exist, but this article has been written as if these things did exist.
I explained that, yeah.
You did, okay. So basically, this is just for fun here, so don't take this too seriously.
No.
But in any case here, we've got the verb to finalize, which means they basically come to their conclusion. They're no longer doing their work on it. They have released this product to the market, so they finalized it, and the name of it is the AMC Burger. To see how it measured up to a typical meat burger, the company conducted a blind taste test. So, of course, if you release a product onto the market, you want to do some surveys of people to see how they like the product. So here they did a kind of blind taste test, which is a kind of survey. They just talked to a bunch of people and asked them to give their opinions on the burger, but they weren't told exactly what they were eating. So here we've got the phrase to measure up to something, which means to be as good as something. Like my older brother, he was always so good at school and sports. I never felt I measured up to him. I always felt inferior.
Yeah, or sometimes people will just drop the last two. They'll say, oh, you just don't measure up. It just doesn't measure up. But you have to know what it's being compared to. You're usually being compared against or to something. So, yeah, to see how it compared with a typical meat burger, they conducted what we called the blind taste test. 100 participants, so 100 people were asked to participate, to get involved and actually sample these burgers. Not just the AMC burger, but the regular burger. And then they were asked to say, which was which? Can you tell which one you're eating? The results are seen in the pie chart, which we talked about earlier. Moving on to the next paragraph, it says the participants were then asked to comment on the AMC burger. So if someone asks you for your comments, they're asking you to give your opinion about something. And if you're watching a news program, you'll often see reporters ask somebody, to talk about whatever question they ask them, and the person might respond with no comment, which just means they don't want to talk to the media or the press. But here, they were asked to comment on the AMC burger. Most admitted or confessed that if they hadn't known beforehand they were eating a plant-based burger, they wouldn't have realized. So if no one had told them, they really wouldn't have known. They would have thought, oh, I'm just eating a regular burger. So if you talk about doing something beforehand, you're doing something before some sort of event. Maybe before you go running for a couple miles, you might stretch beforehand, get your muscles ready. Or if you're going to be going to a party, you might go and buy yourself a new dress beforehand, so you'll have something new to wear. So if they hadn't known before they ate the burger, they said they really wouldn't have been able to tell the difference.
Okay, so if you don't tell them, then they probably don't know the difference. This is probably true of a lot of food, especially of wine. I think when people taste wine, they really think they know which one is the best one. But yeah, if you don't tell them ahead of time, most people have no idea what a good wine is and what's bad.
Interesting.
So that's kind of common, I understand. It was, I think I read a survey about that somewhere. But yeah, people, if they're given this meat, may not be able to tell the difference. But as the chart there says, they got it wrong. So I think most people could tell. Yeah, I can tell this is not real meat. And a few people said the AMC burger was less juicy than real beef. I guess that's one reason why we like to eat beef, because it's kind of juicy, while others actually thought the AMC burger had a broader flavor profile. So profile, of course, is the characteristic of something, the different characteristics that something has. You could have a flavor profile of wine, for example, or cheese. They all have these different kinds of flavors, not just one flavor, but many other ones that you can taste. That's how food is different from each other. So if they're saying that this AMC burger had a broader flavor profile, that means it had more different kinds of tastes going on. It was more sophisticated than real beef, and maybe they would enjoy it more as a result.
Yeah, if you're someone like me and you like to watch cooking shows on TV, and you're watching cooking shows that are in English, you'll often hear this phrase, flavor profile. What kind of flavor profile does it have? So it sounds a little bit more advanced than just saying, what kind of taste does it have? But that's really what you're saying. Moving on to the next paragraph, a number of participants asked about the nutritional content of the AMC burger and whether it was much healthier than real beef. I think it's kind of funny that they would ask about the nutritional content. Most people eating hamburgers aren't really concerned about the nutritional content of burgers, but I would ask this question myself because I'm afraid to eat food that has kind of been manufactured. It doesn't seem very natural to me. Nutritional just means what kind of health benefits does it have for my body? Does it have vitamins and minerals? Does it have a lot of fiber? Is it something that's going to be really healthy for me to eat, or is it something that's worse than actual real beef?
Yeah, I guess there are only 3 things we basically eat in terms of nutritional content. Is it carbohydrates, fat, and protein? So I guess they're concerned about whether this burger has a lot of carbohydrates in it. That's the dirty word these days. So we want to keep our carbs low so we can stay healthy and have more fat and protein and stuff. I guess fat is good. Some people used to say that fat was no good, but it actually is good. So that's why they're asking this question about the nutritional content. And in some respects, the AMC burger is the same as meat. In some respects. Respect here could be in some regards. You could consider it in some ways. It's actually the same as meat in some ways.
Or in some areas, in these terms, it's more like this. Yeah. So it's just a word we use.
Oh, I think I left off fiber there. Yeah, there's 4 kinds. Fiber, carbohydrates, protein, and fat. Okay,
yeah, but in a minute, they're going to be talking about cholesterol. So it's not just those basic things. They want to know what it has in it that's going to be healthy for us. It has a similar amount of protein, and it contains a similar number of calories. The salt content is about the same too. However, plant-based burgers contain less cholesterol and include more fiber. Those are both good things. You know, if you eat animal products, they have cholesterol in them. And also, you want to get enough fiber so that your body is regular. I'm not going to explain it more than that. So these are all good things. All of this means there are some health benefits to eating plant-based meat, but not as many as eating organic whole foods. This is what I've been trying to focus on the last couple of months, is just trying to eat whole foods. I don't buy canned things anymore, things that are in bags. I try to buy real things, real meat, real vegetables, and then you have to cook them.
You want to avoid processed foods.
Yeah, processed.
In a lot of ways. Yeah, you want the real thing, stuff you can buy in traditional markets, vegetables, meat and stuff. Organic, which means it's basically whole. That's what organic means. Youji, as you say in Chinese.
What is it? Pesticides are used as it's grown.
Right, or no artificial fertilizers in the soil and things like that. It's kind of complicated, but basically that's a trend in dieting these days. Of course, lots of supermarkets have their organic food sections that you can go in and buy those kinds of food. Now, overall, here in the following paragraph, the final paragraph, most of the participants said they'd order a plant-based burger again in the future. So overall, in general, and also when we use this word overall, sometimes you know that, hey, we're coming to the end of the article because overall kind of means we're summarizing everything here. We're kind of coming to some conclusions here. So you can breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, the article is almost over. I won't have to read it anymore. So overall, in general, most of the people who took this blind taste test said, hey, I would order one again in the future. It's not that bad.
Hey, and many also said that the lower environmental impact of these plant-based burgers would also influence their decision to purchase them. So there are 2 good reasons there. They're pretty healthy, and they help the environment. So it's kind of an interesting idea. I wish I haven't run into these plant-based burgers here in Taiwan yet, but I'm curious to see what they taste like. They look just like real meat, the ones I've seen on TV programs, but I don't know. I've been disappointed eating some of these, these fake foods, so I think I'd be one of the people who said, yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. Right now, though, we're going to wrap up, listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we've got a couple of discussion questions we're going to throw around for a few minutes. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Shelby. 我们来看看人们测吃素食汉堡之后的反应。在第一段的第一句 ，AMC Biotech Company recently finalized their plant-based burger. AMC 最近完成植物性汉堡。Finalize 是 final 字尾再加 ize 变成动词，表示使完成。顺便介绍一个 nail down， 它也是完成的意思，在口语中常会用到。而 finalize 的用法呢，是直接加受词，表示完成某件事情。在第二句的地方 ，to see how it measured up to a typical meat burger, the company conducted a blind taste test. 为了知道与一般汉堡比较，他们就进行了盲测。Measure up 动词片语，符合与什么相称的意思。后面如果有受词的时候，必须再加个 to。例如说，我要满足我妈妈的期望啊 ，measure up to my mother's expectations。下半句 conduct a test，conduct 实施或进行。其实呢 ，conduct 就是 do 的意思。所以同学，如果你下次用 do 来表示进行某件事情的时候，你可以改用 conduct， 会使人印象深刻，很不错的哦。我们到第二段，那参与者呢发表他们的想法，在第三句的地方，少数人说 AMC 堡比较不多汁，在逗点的后面 while others actually thought the AMC burger had a broader flavor profile， 而其他人认为 AMC 堡具有更广泛的风味层次。while 连接词表示然而，有 but 的意思。在同一句话中，上下文意如果相反的时候，用 while 连接。A flavor profile， flavor 是风味，而 profile 侧面或者是剖面，合在一起就表示长起来的样貌。我们常常说增添风味，就是 to increase flavor profile。到第三段，那它的营养成分又是如何呢？第一句的地方 A number of participants asked about the nutritional content of the AMC burger... 有参与者就询问 AMC 堡的营养成分。A number of 一些，在 number 的前面如果加上 large、small 等字眼，就可以表示许多或很少的意思。后面要接可数名词，例如这一句话中的 participants 参与者。Nutritional content 营养成分， nutritional 有营养的，有时候也会用 nutritive 拼成 N-U-T-R-I-T-I-V-E。 那 content 当名词的时候是表示内容、含量或者目录，可是这个拼字如果念成 content， 重音在第二音节，就表示满足的。他满足于目前的生活，就是 He is content with his current life。 在第二句 In some respects, the AMC burger is the same as meat。 在某些方面 AMC 堡与肉类相同。 Respect 这里呢其实是搭配前面介系词 in 当名词，表示在什么方面。虽然它有另外一个意思叫尊重，例如尊重别人 respect others。 我们还要了解一个介系词片语是用 respect 写成的哦，就是 in respect of 加 something， 是表示说有关于，就好像是 about 它的用法一样。The same as meat， 用 same 来表示比较人或事物的时候，前面要小心要有定冠词 the， 后面再加 as， 再接比较的对象。A 和 B 相同，就用 A is the same as B。好，我们要跳到第5句。All of this means there are some health benefits to eating plant-based meat…… 食用植物性的肉类对健康有好处。Benefit 好处 ，benefits to 名词或 ing 就是对什么有好处。那 to 是介系词，后面的动词要改成 v-ing， 就像这里的 eat 变成 eating。最后一段，第一句的 overall 表示整体来说，在写英文作文的时候，文章最后一段在写结论，利用 overall 放在句首，这是一个很好的总结方式，有一种强而有力、肯定的结束，并能表达作者的立场。以上是今天的讲解，谢谢收听。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, we've reached the portion in today's lesson where we're going to have some discussion questions. So you can listen to us discuss these things and practice listening. So when you have a conversation amongst yourselves, you'll have a good time. So here are the questions. Here's the first question. How do you feel about the idea of eating plant-based meat?
Well, I must confess I'm not really somebody who enjoys eating vegetarian food. I quite enjoy meat. My favorite thing to eat meat-wise just means in terms of meat, of course, is a nice steak. I do enjoy a steak. But my dad's been trying to talk me into eating more salmon lately, more fish. I don't really enjoy fish, but I know it's healthy. And I just don't like the idea of eating something that's fake. I mean, if it's meat, then it's meat. If it's a vegetable or a plant, it's a plant. Great. But what about you, Tom?
It sounds like you'd like to eat raw food, but that's another subject.
Not really.
Okay with eating plant-based meat because I tried the vegetarian diet for many years, and I stopped eating steak many years ago, and I don't miss it at all. I don't think it was that great to begin with. I think the taste of meat a lot of times depends on what kind of sauce it's being eaten with.
No, if you're putting sauce on, it means it's not a good piece of meat.
Well, I used to have steak sauce with steak.
No.
I wouldn't have steak sauce without the steak.
Ooh.
It's kind of weird to be eating just a piece of meat. But I guess cavemen did that all the time.
I don't think you've had a good steak. Ooh.
Maybe not, but I don't know if I'll ever find that out.
Yeah, sounds like you don't like it.
But the other problem I have with this is that, well, we have this fake meat because people want to still eat meat. They want to have their cake and eat it too, I'm just thinking that, well, if you don't want to eat meat, then eat plants. There are plenty of vegetables and fruit out there to eat, lots of different combinations. We don't really need meat in our diets, although it kind of depends on what nutritionist you talk to because a lot of people say, hey, humans are supposed to eat meat because we need to get our amino acids from meat. We can't really get a complete set of amino acids from plants alone.
Yeah, so here's the next question. When you eat a burger, what's more important, the meat or the toppings, what you put on the hamburger?
Good question here. So, yeah, I guess it's been many years since I had a Big Mac or something like that, or a quarter pounder. But indeed, sometimes what makes or breaks the taste of a burger is what's on it. And as you know, there are all these different kinds of burger shops that have opened up in Taiwan that have all sorts of different varieties and flavors. In the U.S. as well, you can have a Mexican-style burger or a German-style or even a Korean one that has kimchi on the meat. Those are all different kinds of toppings that you can have on your burgers. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty tasty.
I think the toppings are pretty important. I never really think about the meat too much in a hamburger. My steak's different. I want really good meat. My hamburger, I don't really think about it. And I enjoy eating a Big Mac every once in a while. I know it's not healthy, but I like it.
Well, I have to say that on my last trip to the U.S., we went to a Dairy Queen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh, we had one here for a while when I first moved to Taiwan.
Yeah, many years ago, there was one on Zhongshan Beilu in Shilin there. And then there was a small one down in Gongguan for a little while.
Yeah, that's the one I went to.
But I think they're all gone now.
They're gone.
But in any case, they're still quite popular in the United States. And I went into one with my family, and I saw on the menu a vegetable burger. And so I ordered that thinking that it would be one of these kind of fake meat hamburgers.
Yeah.
But no, it was actually a regular burger with beef, real beef, with vegetables. Okay, that's what it meant. Vegetable burger, which is a hamburger with vegetables. But since I ordered it and I didn't want to waste it, I just said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and eat it. I'm not really a true vegetarian. And I must admit, the meat tasted pretty special.
Wait, so when they say vegetable burger, what did they have? Vegetables on the side?
No, on the burger itself.
For
Tomatoes,
example,
onions, and lettuce and stuff like that.
Isn't that what a hamburger has on it?
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Aren't they supposed to have this stuff anyway? If you order just a regular burger, is it just the bun and meat?
Yeah.
You're supposed to have those vegetables, so maybe they need to change their menu, but I guess technically it should have said vegetarian burger as opposed to vegetable burger.
Or not vegetarian burger because you said there was real meat in it. So it wouldn't be vegetarian. It's
Which
just
actually,
kind of
had its own texture and quality there that I appreciated. I'm not going to go back to eating beef now, but like I said, I didn't want to waste it, so I went ahead and ate it, and I didn't get sick as a result.
Yeah, don't waste food. If you can eat it, eat it. So for me, it's the toppings. That's it. You know, the meat's not so important on a burger. But I do like good meat if you're going to eat meat. Well, we're out of time, guys. We hope that you'll have a fun discussion with this. Most people like to talk about food when they have discussion time come up in class. So have a good time. Use some of these new terms and new phrases. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Tom. Goodbye.
See ya.